Hey nieces, hey nephews, it's your girl Kiera Shanice here, and we are back here on Niecy Says. Yes, it is your favorite niece. No aunties or uncles allowed over here. Anyway, y'all, so we're gonna get right into it. We here to do the review of All American Season 3, Episode 6. And oh my goodness. Like I said, y'all, it's getting good. It is getting good. Okay. So the episode, first of all, let me get myself situated. Anyway, we were supposed to do this thing live tonight, but it's like something just don't want me to be great. These editing apps, they holding my videos hostage. Anyway, anybody know of some before we get into any of this, anybody know of any good editing apps that I can use on my phone to edit my videos? Some good ones. I don't care. They can be free. They can be, paid. I need something because the ones that I keep purchasing, they keep freezing up. Like, okay, for instance, last week, the episode 4 and 5 review, had it done by Tuesday. Well, no, I'm lying. Cause 5 didn't come out. But anyway, by the time 5 came out, I had it done, edited, ready to be uploaded, sent on off to YouTube. Got in the app crashed. I uninstalled the app thinking, I paid for it, so my stuff should be saved in there. Excuse me. Excuse me. Anyway, so I thought, my stuff should be saved up in there. So, I did delete the app and reinstalled it, signed into my account, and my stuff was gone. So thank God I still had the original cut. So I had to go all the way back through the process of editing. And mind y'all, this stuff was, those videos together, unedited and everything, was like over an hour long. Like an hour, 20 minutes long. And I, edited it down to like maybe 50 minutes or so. So I had to redo all of that again and wait for it to download because the app goes very slow. And then I had to wait a whole nother day to get it up to YouTube. So if y'all know of some better apps that don't freeze for days at a time and hold your videos hostage, please let your girl know, because I was this close to hell with the hell with this page. Anyway, okay, so yes. Episode 6, the name of the episode is called Teenage Love, and just by the title alone, I can smell the drama. I can smell the teenage drama in the air, y'all. So brace yourselves, hold on to your hats, hold on to your wigs, cause this shit is crazy, okay? Anyway, so the episode starts off with Spencer. He is at his I guess his dad's or his family's lake house or cabin or whatnot, and at this point, he needs to get away because Spencer has been going through it. He's into it with everybody. He done, holding a secret back from his girlfriend. Him and his best friend is into it, and he just into it with everybody, And, at this point, I don't blame him. He going through a lot. And side note, who knew Spencer could drive? Like, for real. I did not know he could drive. I didn't even know they had a car. I've never seen them in a car. But anyway, this ain't about that. What am I looking at? And, he's at the his cabin house, and he's just reminiscing about the last time he was there, And, he's smiling. Him, his mom, his dad, Dylan, and Darnell, of course, they were there. And also, we got to remember the last time he was there, he found his daddy in there. And yeah, y'all know what happened. He found him in there, so. And, okay, so we're just going to go ahead on and switch on over to Layla and Olivia. Yes, our two favorite backstabbing best friends. They are at having brunch, I'm assuming, at the baker's house. And Layla, she mentions that Spencer went up to the cabins to, I guess sort through the rest of his dad's things and kind of just, get a breath of fresh air, get away from everything. And, she told her about the stuff that went down with him and Coop, and pretty much she is hiding. And she was like, I offered to go with him, but he said he really wanted to be alone. And not Layla, and Olivia, she was like, isn't that the last time he was there, that was the last place he saw his dad, that was a pretty traumatic experience for him. Do you really think he should be there alone? And Olivia, she kind of mentions like, like the last time he was there, there was a pretty traumatic experience he went through because, he found, that was the last time he got to see his dad. And Olivia, she suggests that her and Layla get everybody together and go up to the cabins and, kind of be there, kind of surprise Spencer and try to be there for him, during this difficult time, knowing that Asher has already made plans for him and her this weekend. But remember that she already knew that Asher made plans for them. She gonna make double plans to go spend the weekend with Spencer. Wonder why. Okay, so Coop and Grace. Okay, so we flash scenes. We got Coop. She, things got a little heated between her and Spencer, the other night. So she, came back the next morning to, talk to him and kind of hash things out and, try to get on better footing. And Mrs. James, she came to the door and she let her know that, Spencer's actually, he went to spend the weekend at the cabins, and immediately Coop, she was like, to get away from me. And Grace, she was like, to get away from everything. And, at this point, we see Coop, she just needs guidance. So, Grace brings her in, I love Grace, y'all. She just has all the answers. If you, any question you got, Grace got the answer. So she pretty much, brought Coop in and she let her know, I don't blame you. I care for you just like I care for my own two boys. And if you really want to know how I feel, I think you and Spencer both made poor decisions that, resulted in his shooting. Do I blame you? No, but both of y'all played a part in that. And when you think about it, both of y'all just alike. So, y'all two are so much alike. Y'all so similar. Y'all loyal. You look out for family and each other. And y'all put yourself on the line for each other. So, just keep that in mind. And she was like, y'all, when it's all said and done, I think y'all friendship will prevail eventually. I usually agree with Grace. I know I just gave her all that praise. I usually agree with her, but I don't know. I'm not so sure. That fight they had, it was pretty intense, and you can tell Spencer been wanting to say that for a long time. He really need to get that off his chest, so I don't know. We gonna see what's next. We gonna switch back to the cabins. Spencer was there. He was reminiscing, looking through all the things, and at this point, it just got to be a bit too much. So he grabbed his bags and he was about to book it on up out of there. And as he's walking to the car, he hears music and other cars pulling up in the driveway. And guess who it is? It's Layla, Olivia, Asher, and JJ. And child, I knew this. I knew that this weekend at the cabins was going to be messy, messy, messy when I seen Vanessa hop up at JJ's truck. Why you here, Ike? Who invited her? Why you here? You don't know nobody. Why you here? Like, why you here? That's all I want to know. Why are you here, Vanessa? Why are you here? We know why you here. Anyway. And Layla, she's a bit nervous. She approaches Spencer because, he is dealing with, a really traumatic moment right now. And, he told her that he wanted to be alone. And she didn't invite half the school up to his daddy's cabin. And he up there trying to grieve and, get himself together because he got somewhere to go. Anyway. And she asked Spencer, she's like, I hope this is cool. And, he was okay with it. He was okay. He was cool. So he was like, yeah, I'm actually glad y'all came because I was about to get out of here. This was a little bit too much for me. Layla, she actually, Spencer was thanking her. And Layla, she actually, let him know that don't thank me. This whole thing was Olivia's idea. So, thank her. And child, you shouldn't have said that because I think he already thanked her enough this summer. But anyway. And then we got a little scene where Billy, he pulls up to the house with his little Bob the Builder tool belt on, talking about fixing a sink. And that ain't important. We're gonna come back to this if I feel like it's important. So Spencer and the guys, they are in the cabin. And he's going through, a lot of his dad's things. They got the keep pile and the throwaway pile. And the girls are out taking a hike or something like that. I think Asher said they're out taking a hike. And somebody gets on the subject of, Vanessa and JJ. And Jordan, he was like, you guys' couple's name would be with JJ. And I was like, you so lame. But anyways, they somehow get on the topic of Vanessa, like they pretty much want to know why she did, too. So, and JJ was like, she loves nature, and Ash was like, she does, like he gets so worked up and defensive every time somebody brings up Vanessa's name, and it's starting to become more and more apparent. People are noticing. Well, yeah, people are noticing, especially Spencer because he already knows, but he was noticing before that. But anyway, and JJ starts talking about popping the question, and I thought poor Asher was gonna have a heart attack right then and there because he was like, "What?" And JJ, he is kind of a, how can I say this nicely, a dumb jock. Is that it? Anyway, he's kind of a dumb jock. So what he meant to say, he want to ask the girl to be his girlfriend or what. And now we get to see the girls on the hike. Well, most of the girls, all but Vanessa. Where she at and what she doing, child? I don't know. I don't trust her. What you gonna come? Anyway, I don't trust her. But the girls, they on the hike, and everybody but Vanessa. And Olivia, she casually brings up the fact of like, why would you come out to a cabin in the woods if you do not like nature? That don't make much sense. Kind of annoyed like I am right now. Like, why you come here? Why you come here for? But anyway, and Simone, she kind of picks up on. She's like, I feel a little tension between you and Vanessa. She want to know what's going on. She want the tea. And Olivia, she finally comes right on out and tells her, about what happened this summer. The fact that she actually caught Asher and Vanessa together this summer in Mexico. So, yeah, that was a tea on that. Okay, so back at the cabin, y'all, JJ, this boy then brought a whole freaking, what he called it, porta party, porta party, whatever, portable party, aka party in a big ass box. He got water guns in there, super soakers, all types of stuff. He and Asher and Jordan, they're outside and they're like, let's give it a try. They're like little kids in a candy store. So by this time, the girls are coming back from their hike, and they decide to get the super soakers, and they have a full on water gun fight. It's like bringing back the childhood days. And I was like, okay, this weekend at the campus might, it might be cool. Everybody might find the piece that they're looking for. But it was cool and all that. So, what's the girl name? Layla. She runs inside, to get Spencer, and he's inside, you know, looking all sad and mopey, looking at that box of letters that he found earlier when he and the guys were going through his dad's things. He found a box of letters, and he's in there just staring at those letters, not knowing whether to read them or not. And Layla, she kind of, gives her input on how she feels about the letters and her situation with her mom. Her mom committed anyway, and she found a lot of her mom's old songs and song lyrics and she found herself having more questions and answers, so pretty much implying that, shoot, like, he didn't send the letters for a reason. Let bygones be bygones. So pretty much insinuating that he probably should just not read the letters at all, but she told him it was his choice. And we are back outside. They calm down. The water fight is over. And Jordan, he goes to find Simone, and she is out back writing her college essays, college essays. And he looks and he sees that she is applying to Princeton, and like he was like, "You applied to Princeton?" She was like, "Yeah, they have like one of the best um soccer programs in the country. I mean, not soccer, excuse me, tennis. Tennis programs in the country." And he was like, "You play tennis?" And I was like, "So y'all been dating for a while now? You was there for the birth of her son and you did not know that the girl even played tennis?" But I mean, I guess I can understand because, shoot, she said she played around with freshman year and they're like their senior year, and they met around junior year, so I guess it didn't come up. But anyway, in this scene, we find out a lot about Simone. Like I said earlier, she plays soccer. She is actually hoping to get into Princeton one day and play for them. And I'm kind of glad that they actually put that, added that scene in there so we can get to know Simone a little bit better, and her not just be the girl that had a baby. You know what I'm saying? So I really like that. That great character development. We are. Spencer is reading the letters, so he decided, not to take Layla's advice, and he is out on the dock and he's reading the letters. And in the first letter, we get to hear, in that first letter, Corey, he's upset. He is angry. We get to hear, we get it all. He is angry. He is upset because, essentially he blames Grace. He blamed Grace for everything. He was very upset and, kind of regretful because, as we know, he did have that cancer and he recovered, and he was regretful, and he was, letting Spencer know, don't ever put anybody, don't sacrifice your dreams. That's what it was. Don't ever sacrifice your dreams for nobody. I don't care who it is. Because, he was really having regrets that he kind of, put his dreams on the back burner to, start a life with Grace, and, a life that ultimately she kind of she messed it up. So he kind of felt, he resented her for that because he feel like, I done put my career on the line all for you, and try to make a family and provide for us, and you go and do me like that. Not only did you do me like that, you did me like that with my so-called best friend. And he was really mad at Billy too. And also the letter stated he was telling Spencer, watch friends, they be the main ones. So Corey, he was on one in that first letter. And, that kind of got Spencer torn because we all know Spencer is a mama's boy. And he, I know he understand where his dad is coming from, but at the end of the day, don't nobody don't nobody want to hear that, especially between two parents, especially a child, because at the end of the day, a child gonna always love their parents, regardless. And then we switch scenes. We are back inside. The guys are preparing the little barbecue or dinner they gonna have. And of course, who else is in there with all the dudes? Vanessa, of course. I'm like, why did you, why are you here again? Don't worry, I'll wait. Why are you here? But anyway, she's in there, and they talking about what they want to eat. And Asher, she suggests burgers, and Asher was like, okay, I'm on it. And they was like, you on it, when did you learn how to cook? And they get the cracking on him. JJ, he mentions the fact that probably when your dad lost all of your takeout money, mentioning his dad's, I think he had a gambling habit and all of that. And we can tell that, yeah, he brushed it off, but we all know that, in his face, we can tell he was feeling some type of way. So he just went outside to the grill. And Vanessa, she came by and she was like, why you let them talking about the Asher she knew this summer and blah, blah, blah. Like, girl, and she's just going on and on. Just go get a room. Matter of fact, go find a bush and let off some of this tension you got, because they really starting to get on my nerves with this whole guy this summer. Like, ugh, whatever. Okay, so now we have our favorite my favorite couple. Spencer, he's out on the dock. And that letter, it's got him pretty messed up because Corey was saying some pretty harsh things about Spencer's mom. And unfortunately those things, they was true. That's a hard pill to swallow, and it was kind of messing with Spencer. And we see Olivia, she walks out, she sees him, and she does her usual Olivia thing. We can talk about it or we don't. And we can see that Spencer, like, he's been yearning for that. He wants that. I think Olivia is a breath of fresh air for Spencer. And he seems like he gets such a relief when she's around. We see him relax. He's not all worked up, and he got so much built up in him. And Olivia, she is that calm to all of the chaos that he has going on inside right now. And we can just see that. And he opens up to her. He spills about what he read in that first letter, and that kind of makes him feel like kind of caught in the middle, because he's looking for answers, and he kind of hoped that box would kind of be his second chance at a gift, or his second chance at getting to know his dad. And right now he is not really feeling like is that at all. He's like, he is really angry, and I don't want to know. This ain't the daddy I want to know. Olivia, she gets it. She gets it. When they say what's understood ain't got to be explained. Them too. Anyway, anyway, she gets it. She completely understands, and she kind of gets him to look at it in a different light, a different perspective. And she was like, well, Spencer, um, your dad wrote that letter a long time. What happened was still fresh. Of course, he was angry. We can only expect him to be angry, but at the end of the day, he wrote those letters for a reason. For you to one day see him and think of this as your second chance to get to know your father, and to get those moments that you missed out on. So don't see the negative in it. Look at it as a positive. You are getting a second chance. You getting all those years that you missed. A lot of people don't get that. And Spencer, he had that aha moment. You know what? You're right. You're right. And the whole time we got two little birdies spying. We have Asher and Layla. The whole time they are up there watching. And at this point, it's apparent that Spencer and Olivia are becoming or have become a little bit more than, and it's got Layla feeling some type of way. Asher, he been feeling some type of way. He been on to it. The jig been up. But Layla, she she been trying to brush it off, but poor Layla. You shouldn't have never even got with Spencer. Pause this review. Layla, you shouldn't have. I'm kind of starting to not feel bad for you because you shouldn't have never got with Spencer in the first place. Because back it up. Think about it. The first season, when you going with, when you and Asher a thing, like, when y'all a thing, and the whole time you was with Asher, you was all on Spencer's, you was all on his thing. You was all on him. What I do that at? And you knew that Olivia, even though she didn't come right out and say it, you knew that she had a crush on Spencer. You knew it, and you still went after him. So technically, you kind of, Olivia and Spencer was supposed to be a thing anyway. You was over there doing your thing, and you jumped in between them, then left your relationship, and then wedged your way in between, and fate then brought it back together. So I take that back. I don't feel sorry for you because you was wrong. Anyway, in the next scene we have Patience and the singer by the name of Lil Jewel, I think. And if you watched the episode, you would know, early in the episode when Coop was, talking about Spencer and all this, Lil Jewel, she was calling Patience, and that's the girl that JP stole Patience's song for. And I'm assuming she didn't know, and when she found out, she's been trying to get in contact with Patience, and, apologized, and Patience and Lil Jewel. And if you watch the episode, we know that Lil Jewel is the female artist that JP stole Patience's song and gave it to. And, long story short, Jewel, she found out, and she wasn't really cool with that. She was like, I came up as a young female artist in the game, and I would never do that to another artist. And Patience was like, okay, you got that off your chest. What do you want? And Lil Jewel, she actually offers Patience to come out on tour with her. And I think Patience is seriously considering doing that. So we gonna see. Okay, so we back at the cabin. Back at the cabin, and back at the cabin. We back at the cabin. Spencer, he is still, reading those letters, baby. He's been nose deep in those. He's giving me Miss Seeley vibes for the next of a systematic child. He is giving me silly tease the way he is reading these letters out there. But anyway, he's still reading the letters, and he is getting to the good years of the letters. Corey, he's telling him about, the woman he's met, Renee, which we later find out is Darnell's mom, and he's telling them about his stepson, which we all know now is Darnell, and the fact that, Corey misses home, being with Renee, and Darnell brings him much joy, but, it also brings him, a little bit of sadness because he misses home. He wants to be home with his own boys. And we switch back over, the crew, they getting the food out, they about to eat, they're bringing it out to the little picnic table. And Olivia, she's trying to be all cute with Asher, and child, he is not feeling it. He gave her the coldest shoulder I've ever seen. She wants to know what's going on, why you giving me the cold shoulder? And he was like, this weekend was supposed to be about us, and you have been, completely blowing me off. And every time I look up, you and Spencer got y'all little side thing going on. So, and he comes right out and asks her. He's annoyed. At this point, he's annoyed, and he wants to know, like, I understand that, Spencer's our friend, and we got to be there for him, but why do you always have to be the one that gives Spencer what he needs? And at this point, the question is getting redundant, and he really wants a clear cut answer, and it's obvious that something went on between Olivia and Spencer that she does not want anybody to know. The turn up. Okay, okay, the turn up, the turn up. Okay, y'all, so let me get myself together. Okay, so we at the turn up. It got dark outside. The kids, they are outside. The nieces and the nephews, they are outside. And they are playing charades. I think that's what it's called. You know, the game where you had a card, a phone, or whatever on your head. And you got to, act out your scenario and everybody guess it. So, right, they're outside. They're playing charades by the campfire. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's having a good time, and I'm like, okay, this weekend, might not have turned out to be such a bad thing after all. And then it's Vanessa's turn. She's acting out her scenario or whatever her card said, and nobody's getting the answer right, and all of a sudden she just blurts out, "You had a picture of him in your bedroom when you were 10 years old." To Asher, she's directing this toward Asher. And he's like, "Samuel Jackson." And, it's getting kind of weird because why you here? Like, don't nobody even know you like that. So, how you know what he had in his bedroom? And, everybody kind of thought that was weird. But, they moved on. We don't want no drama tonight. We here to have fun. We not here for the drama. So, they, move on in the game. Anyway, they move on. Everybody had to have, everybody here to have a good time. Well, everybody but Layla, child, she is over. She is over this week. The little conversation Spencer and them had out on the dock, she felt it in her bones. It's something ain't right in the spirit with it. But anyway, okay, so little Miss Vanessa, she went and pulled out the liquor. And, Spencer and everybody was like, nah, we not drinking. Like, this ain't that type of party. Because we know what y'all kids do when y'all get drunk and go to Vegas and stuff like that. But anyway, and of course, Olivia, she is, a recovering addict and sensitive to her. And she was like, no, don't be sober on account of me. And here go Vanessa again, blabbing off at the mouth. Oh, I'm so sorry, Olivia. I forgot you don't drink. Whatever, it's fine. I expect you to know. Whatever. So they decide, so anyway, so they decide to play Never Have I Ever with, what was it he had? JJ had some of everything in that damn bag. He had some jalapeno infused pickle juice that he wanted them to drink as their shots. And, child, yeah. Kids, and child, that's when a whole coming out about this summer. So they get to playing, Never Have I Ever. And that's when we find out that Asher has been doing serious pillow talk. That's because child, she know his life from A to Z, and everybody trying to figure out, how she know this. And Vanessa, she low-key messy. She is messy as hell because, anyway, we gonna get back to that. Anyway, like I said, so they decided to play Never Have I Ever with the pickle juice. And this is where we find out Asher has been doing a lot of pillow talk with Vanessa, over the summer. We find out a lot of stuff. We find out that, what we find out? We find out that, Olivia... Okay, so that's when all the secrets start coming out. And let me just add this in here. I knew Vanessa was messy. I said I liked her, but I'm starting to take that back. She's being messy because remember, she's sitting up bringing up all the stuff that her and Asher talked about over the summer. But mind you, they don't know that anybody knows that they actually knew each other prior to, her coming to the school. So why is you even bringing that up? Like, cause at some point somebody gonna want to know. Like, okay, sis, like, what's really going on? How do you know so much personal information about Asher, about Olivia, about everybody? She just know everybody business, and what's really going on. But anyway, we also find out that Olivia actually lied about being in Vegas this summer, And, whatever happened in Vegas, she clearly does not want to get out because she is doing everything in her power to keep it. The way the night going, I'm thinking, child, all your stuff about to be laid bare. Okay? Bare. What's that? And as the night is progressing, they're playing Never Have I Ever. And, Jordan, he cracks a joke on Asher about, they just, a little friendly banter. And, he said something to the nature, about Asher being a dumbass and, always messing up, essentially, which is somewhat true. And then Vanessa, she, never have I ever crapped on the. And everybody was like, what are you talking about? It was just a joke, right? And Olivia was like, nah, sis, never have I ever spent the summer getting to know somebody else's boyfriend a little bit too well. And everybody got quiet, and Asher was like, Olivia, what's up? And Jordan, he interjected. He was like, Asher, calm down, chill, dude. And Asher kind of got, yeah, and Olivia was like, nah, sis, never have I ever spent the summer getting to know somebody else's boyfriend a little bit too well. And I was like, child, I knew right then and there this night was going to end fast. You hear me? This scene, don't this scene remind y'all of, what's that Tyler Perry movie? Why Did I Get Married? Why Did I Get Married? When Mike, he went around the table telling everybody secrets. This scene put me in the mind of that so bad. I was like, Lord, I hope nobody gets stabbed. Did anybody get an STD? Anyway, anyway. So, and then, Asher, he wanted to try to buck up. He got mad. And he, he says, Asher, he got mad. He wanted to buck up. He was like, nah, never have I ever cheated a concussion protocol to play in a game. So now he done set Simone off. Simone, she going off on Jordan. You cheated the concussion protocol to play in the game. What's wrong with you, Jordan? Why didn't you tell me? They get into it. She run off into the woods. Her and Jordan, they are headed, to the cabin, and they are fighting about, not knowing each other, and maybe they need to take a step back from their relationship because they really didn't get a chance to know each other. They just jumped right on in that thing. And which is, sort of true. And I just want to thank you. I just want to thank you, Vanessa. I'm just going to stop this right now. Thank you, Vanessa, for messing up the whole trip. Thank you. You ain't had no business coming there, opening your mouth about nothing you and that boy talked about. But you know why you did it? Because you're messy. Because you're messy. That's why you did it. You did it because you're messy, and you came there with a motive. All because you want that girl boyfriend. Just go ahead on and say it. You want that girl boyfriend. You never had any interest in JJ. You used poor JJ because you knew he was a dumb jock, and he was going to, at every eyelash you bet, he was going to jump when you said jump. So you used him. You shouldn't have done that. You messy. Okay, so now the party over. Thank you, Joe College. You done fucked up the whole party. But anyway, the party's over. Asher and Layla are in the kitchen. They're in there trying to put two and two together. And he was like, what you really think happened this summer? Layla, she brings up the fact. She was like, I never knew Liv went to Vegas this summer. She said she didn't go, and he was like, you think she would lie about going to Vegas? Maybe she went on a girls trip. And Layla was like, how many girls trip you think? And actually, he was like, I don't think she would lie about going to Vegas. I mean, you would have seen her there, right? And I guess that must have triggered Layla, and she was like, oh yeah, like you seen her when she went to Mexico? And Asher was like, well, what you talking about? She never came to Mexico. And she was like, oh yeah, she came to Mexico to surprise you, only to find, herself being surprised looking at her and looking at Vanessa and Asher, and everybody in the kitchen was like, "What?" And poor JJ, like the signs have been on, the writing has been on the walls, and he has not been getting it. He looked so hurt. He was like, "You and Asher." Anyway, anyway, and Coop pops up. Coop pops up. She walks in, not to find Spencer laid out crying, holding his daddy's pictures, not to find him, on the dock drinking his problems away. No, he is out there having a good old time with his buddies from from Beverly High School. Ain't thinking about her. And she flips out. She was like, "Oh wow, like you really just out here not giving a, you really out here just not giving a damn. I'm worried about you. I came all the way out here to be at your side, during your time of need, and come to find out, you just, you done threw a party, you out here with your new friend. You blaming me for shooting you when all the while you need to check yourself at the door, because at the end of the day, yeah, I did what I did, but that is my life and those were my decisions. I told you to stay out of it. How many times I told you to stay out of my business? How many times I told you to stay out of my business? And you got it anyway. So you always trying to, you know, being Spencer, running up with the S on your chest, always trying to save somebody that don't need saving. You the reason you got shot. Because ain't nobody asked you to do that. In fact, I told you, don't do it. So, if you want to blame somebody for you getting shot, blame yourself. How about that? Did I capture her? Did I capture her? Darn. And I agree with Coop to that extent. She pretty much been saying what I've been saying for the longest. Spencer always out here trying to be Captain Saver. And a lot of times you just can't save people. You can't save everybody, and you especially cannot save people like Coop, because her biggest enemy, her own worst enemy is herself. You can't save her from herself. I get where she coming from. You can't save nobody from that. Anyway, okay. Asher and Olivia. We are finally getting down to Asher and Olivia. We find out, he about to lay all that shit bare. We find out that, Asher, he actually feels emasculated. He didn't say that verbatim, but he actually feels somewhat emasculated in his relationship with Olivia, because, in the relationship, he's always been the one, that's been the mess up, the fuck up, He's been the one that's, been the mess up, and every time he had a situation going on, it was Olivia. When the stuff happened with his dad, who showed up? Olivia. When he had the steroid thing, who showed up? Olivia. When the stuff happened with his mom, who showed up? Olivia. And, at the time, he was grateful for what she did, because he needed that. But, as you grow as a person and you learn to walk on your own, you learn that you don't need your crutch no more. And essentially, Olivia was his crutch, and as he's growing, into his own and standing on his own feet as a man, and facing his problems head on, he's starting to realize that him and Olivia have just grown apart pretty much. And over the summer, meeting Vanessa, and I don't think what they had was nothing either, because he was really just, meeting her as himself for the first time. She was just the first person he, got to express and show who he really was to. So I think, I don't know. If they get together, fine. But I don't think they might be a right fit anyway, because shit, they ain't even got together yet, and they already got so much drama going on for them not to even be in any type of relationship. So yeah. But anyway, so Olivia, she's kind of hurt, because her and Asher were friends at one point before they started dating. behind Layla's back. Some terrible best friends. Olivia, you ain't whatever. But anyway, so she understands, and she was like, so what does it mean? And, Asher was like, tell me you don't, we haven't connected since we got back from the summer, and you can't sit here and tell me that you don't feel the same way. And she was like, yeah, maybe we will be, better off as friends. And at this point, Asher is crying because I really feel like he loves Olivia. And, this is really hard for him to do because he never, imagined breaking up with her. But when you grow apart, it's best to just go with the flow and don't fight it. Because at the end of the day, if y'all meant to be together, y'all gonna get somehow, some way, someday, it's gonna come full circle. So I think he's doing the right thing. But, he feels more betrayed because he knows that deep down he knows that Olivia always wanted Spencer. He knew that. Deep down he knows that Olivia always wanted she he knows something happened with him, and he was like, friends, maybe we can get there. So pretty much saying like he don't want nothing to do with it because you didn't let him on, and he been trying to hold on to this relationship, and the whole time you been gone, you ain't never been back. You still been, your mind still in Vegas with. But anyway, we do get one happy ending. Jordan and Simone, they make up, and they're so cute. I love them. I think they become my favorite couple on this show because the rest of them are dysfunctional. But anyway, yeah, we get our one happy ending with Jordan and Simone. They make up, and I'm excited to see what how their relationship blossoms. And I'm gonna give a shout out to the actor that plays Jordan because his acting has come from all of them. I ain't gonna lie, all of them, they have come a long way from season 1, and I just want to give a huge shout out to you, my brother, because you are doing the thing. You doing the thing. And so, where we at? Oh, Layla, she asked Spencer about Vegas. So, everybody's gone home. We finally make it back to Spencer's home. And he, the whole car ride, we can tell, that last letter that he read, from his dad, it's really starting to weigh heavy on him because in the letter, you know, kind of, yeah, in the letter, Corey was kind of going through a similar situation as Spencer, not exactly the same, but kind of similar with him in his relationship with Darnell's mom because, essentially Corey had fallen out of love with Darnell's mom, but he didn't know how to tell her. How can you tell somebody, especially when you love them, but you're not in love with them? It's to some extent you still, to some extent you still care about how they feel and their feelings, and he essentially stayed in the relationship to kind of protect her feelings and ultimately ended up, hurting her and, ultimately himself even, worse in the end. And he was letting, in the letter, Corey, he was expressing to Spencer to always, pretty much always stand in your truth. Don't run from it because, at the end, you it's gonna leave you with nothing but regret. So stand in your truth, face your truth. Be better than me, because me not standing in my truth cost me many years without my kids, and that's one of the biggest regrets, I have in my life. So be better than me. If you ever find yourself facing, a hard truth and you want to run from it, face it, son, because when it's all said and done, it's gonna catch up to you. You gonna pay on the front. It's best to go and get it out the way. And we get, to Spencer's house. They walk in, and I'm thinking Spencer finna confess, but child, Layla, she been holding this in. She been holding it in since that conversation she seen out on the dock. And she just, with the most serious face, she just flat out lets him know. She was like, Spencer, I'm only gonna ask you, tell me the truth. what really did happen in Vegas this, and the camera pans sin. He is looking guilty as sin, y'all. And the episode ends. The episode ends right there, y'all. That wraps up episode 6. I am so excited to see what happens next. I want to know all the dirty details. And if it ain't juicy, I'm gonna be mad because they done built up this anticipation. We are going into 7 episodes, and we still talking about what Spencer and Olivia did this summer. 7 episodes, y'all. If Olivia not pregnant, if if she ain't pregnant, if her and Spencer didn't get married at one of them little broke down shops in Vegas, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be real mad. Because I've been waiting on this tea better be piping hot. Because I've been waiting on it. But anyway, y'all drop down into the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this episode and how y'all feel about it. Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? Do y'all think Spencer and Olivia would make a great couple? Or what about Asher and Vanessa? Do you think they would make a good couple? And also Jordan and Simone. Like, do y'all like how their relationship is progressing? I love it. I'm excited. I want them to go to college together, do that whole college love thing. I love it. But anyway, it's your girl Kiara Shanice here on Niecy Says. You guys make sure y'all like, thumbs up, and subscribe. I also have a creators page on Facebook. I'm gonna try to get all this stuff linked down in the video because I be in a rush. I be rushing. I'm gonna try to get that all linked down because I'm working on some new stuff in the works for you guys, and I'm really excited. I'm getting more and more comfortable in front of the camera, and I think I'm starting to like this YouTube thing. But anyway, it's a wrap for me tonight, y'all. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta get my baby up for school in the morning. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.